Greetings, man oh man, from Moran Point to Nick Grill. This is the mailbox, aired every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. June 10, 2026. Can you imagine? Months are going rapidly. It's a cool afternoon in Kingston City, so welcome wherever you are. We're looking at the theme, lighting the way for others. And Courtney and Kevin in the place. So it's going to be a great show. Lighting the way for others means sharing your time, wisdom, and kindness to guide or uplift someone in a difficult season. It is about being a supportive presence and leaving a lasting positive impact without dimming your own spark. Biblical perspective. Being a light to others is about sharing kindness and guidance, reflecting God's love and inspiring others positively. Generosity and altruism, helping others does not diminish your own light. It creates more light and enhances the collective brightness in any environment. We get to share our wisdom. Words of wisdom can uplift and guide others through life's challenges, building strong, supportive communities. Being a light of hope. As disciples of Christ, we're called to act as lights in the world, providing hope and support to those in need. By embodying these principles, you can create a ripple effect of positivity and connection in your community. This is the program designed for men with guests who are men, hosted by men, and it's aired every Wednesday, unless it's a holiday, at 5:30 p.m. right here on Love 101, the family station. It is the mailbox. And I am Kevin Bailey, my co-host, right here.
Courtney Morrison, good afternoon, everyone. Lighting someone else only makes the place brighter. You in your small corner and I in mine. Hey, I remember that song. To all our listeners, thanks for making Love 101 your station of choice. We're talking about lighting the way for others. Today, we'll be having a conversation with special guest, Mr. Damian Simpson. He's visually impaired, but he's a visually impaired educator and psychologist. Yes, indeed, just in case you need to know, as he shares how we can help persons around us despite facing challenges of our own. So let's listen in. We have a program for you today.
That's right, Courtney, and what a program it will be. Just a little introduction to our guest, Damian Simpson, who is visually impaired. He's an educator and a psychologist. And at the age of 11, at the Salvation Army School for the Blind and Visually Impaired, he started his educational journey. Being a fast learner who was focused on the task ahead of him, he graduated the previously mentioned institution and gained entrance to Jamaica College, where he pursued his CSEC O-level subjects and GCE A-level subjects. Damian transitioned to the Michael University College, where he pursued a diploma in secondary education in the areas of history and social studies with a minor in English language and nutritional studies. He obtained employment at Cornwall College, where he taught Caribbean studies and history for 2 years, subsequent to graduating from the Michael University College. Mr. Simpson moved on to the International University of the Caribbean and completed a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and graduated with honors. Damian also worked at the Family and Parenting Center in the capacity of life skills coach and child therapist. He volunteered at Bethel Primary School as a reading teacher. This gentleman is also involved in sports, can you believe it? As he played blind cricket for the Jamaica blind cricket team in regional competitions and for the West Indies blind cricket team in Islamabad, Pakistan. Damian Simpson has also attended an empowerment training seminar for persons living with disabilities in Bangkok, Thailand, where he was crowned Mr. Trainee Universe. Can you imagine that, gentlemen? Damain obtained employment at the Art NSTA Trust Kenilworth campus, where he worked as a career development officer for 4 years prior to his transfer to the Art NSTA Trust Hanover Parish office in the capacity of reading specialist and National Service Corps program instructor, and was later promoted to the position of mentorship program coordinator. Listeners, he has a master's in educational administration and leadership and a master's in counseling and consulting psychology from reputable universities. What a guest. Welcome, Sir Damain Simpson.
Hey, thank you. Good evening. Thanks for having me. Good evening, everyone.
Wow.
Good having
Good
you
evening.
indeed. And it's just a privilege and an honor to be having you as our guest today, Mr. Simpson. We're going to be talking a little bit more, but before that, man, remember we want to hear from you. We're live on Facebook and YouTube at Love 101 FM Jamaica. Remember, you can leave your comments via WhatsApp line at 876-997-3125. That number again, 876-997-3125. Or you may call our studio lines at 876-968-8327 or 876-968-8328. Also, we're on TikTok at Love 101 FM Jamaica.
Ladies, what Uno say, we can't do without you. Thank you so much for your support, your prayers, your encouragement. So this is how we want you to participate. We want you to answer the question, how do you treat others when you are faced with difficulties of your own? Ladies, this is what we want you to answer for us this afternoon. How do you treat others when you are faced with difficulties of your own? You can participate in the program by leaving us a message via WhatsApp, Facebook, YouTube. Females, remember, no calls or voice notes are allowed. Encourage the man them in your life to do the calling and send the voice notes. But as you have heard before, you can interact by giving us a message via WhatsApp, Facebook, and YouTube. Courtney, you have to do the man up,
The man shout out, right? Gentlemen,
Yes.
Mr. Simpson, what we do at this time, as a tradition we have for the past 13 years, we count to three together. 1, 2, 3, and then we give a big shout. Monday! So we're going to
Okay.
ask you to join us in that.
Sure.
We ask all our guests to do so. So Kevin, start the countdown now.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Monday!
Monday! And before we head into the main discussion, it's now time for us to get into the segment we call Draft, the direct response for the featured theme, where we preliminary open the way to our segment. We want to ask a question. Sir Damain, this is yours. Do you think we're doing enough as a society in regards to caring for and treating with persons from the visually impaired community? We want you to answer us yes or no, but with that, we'd like for you to give us an explanation as to why you say yes or no. Are we doing enough as a society in regards to caring for and treating with persons from the visually impaired community? Yes or no, Sir Simpson?
No, unfortunately. I am of the opinion that it's a minority group that is far too ostracized by our leaders, whether it be government or corporate Jamaica. The discrimination against individuals who are blind and visually impaired is unfortunately on the horizon in Jamaica, especially as it relates to job opportunities, educational advancement, among other things. And I think we, as a country, we can do much better with that. Yeah, we can take something from the pages of the developed world, who that actually create opportunities for persons who are blind and visually impaired. Not saying discrimination is not there, but to a lesser extent. I mean, persons graduating university, we need jobs. Great. We need access to libraries, higher learning, and our continuous learning. And unfortunately, those are not so prevalent in Jamaica with this minority group.
Oh, so it has been a challenging time and continues to be a challenging time for persons with disabilities, and especially visually impaired community. If you were to
Yes.
change two things, and we're gonna go in details after the break, and so, but if you were to choose the top two things that Jamaica should really do so that um, you and the community would be in a better place, that would show that the society is caring for and treating with persons from the visually impaired community, what would be those top two?
The top two, one, I would ensure that it becomes a policy where all organizations, it's mandatory for them to employ at least one person with disability once the individual is willing and has the capacity to work. And two, it could be a part of our statute that discrimination quickly against persons with disability quickly becomes a criminal offense.
Wow.
Wow.
Very strong. Very, very strong there. It becomes a criminal offense. Sir Damien, Mr. Simpson, I wouldn't mind you give me a little 30 seconds as to why you would consider that such a strong action that it becomes a criminal offense in your second response.
Well, it is a given fact that when you go to job interviews, people telling you about your eyes, the wheelchair, the cane, and you do have a life to live. And for the system to ask you to go through school, and then persons are going to tell that they can't employ you because of X, because of issues relating to the disability. I mean, it's a criminal offense elsewhere. Great. And I think if Jamaica really goes there, it will be better. As it is now, it's a civil offense under the National Disability Act of 2014, revised 2017. Okay, but that has no teeth, because what is happening? Because it's a civil penalty for it. Nobody watches over it. Nobody cares about it,
Okay.
and it is difficult to really go in a court of law and prove that this actually happened. So a lot would have to be put in place to ensure that we rid our country of this, because we are out here, we can share, we can contribute so positively, and you're being told that no, because you don't have a life because you are living with a disability.
Wow, very, very powerful words. Thank you so much for responding. We're gonna go deeper when we come back. We take our first break. Kevin and Courtney in the place, speaking with a very special guest, Mr. Damien Simpson, visually impaired educator, psychologist. And so we take our first break. We go to the studio, then we'll be right back after this.
It was prophesied Babylon fell. Remember, without the mark of the beast, you can't buy yourself. Remember the word that God so profound.
Every Home for Christ invites you to its prayer, evangelism, and disciple-making training on Saturday, June 13 from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Waltham Park New Testament Church of God. Join presenter Orville Plummer for practical training that will equip and empower you for effective ministry. Registration is just $2,000, inclusive of materials and refreshments, and groups of 10 or more pay only $1,500 per person. To register or learn more, call 876-412-1927 or email everyhomeja@gmail.com.
This is Love 101 FM, the family station. It's 5:45. Last year, over 15,000 gathered for an unforgettable moment with CC Winans. This year, Come Alive Collective presents Come Alive, a national call to worship featuring Michael W. Smith, Papa San, Jermaine Edwards, John Mark Wigan, and more. Saturday, August 1, King's House East Lawn. Gates open 2 p.m. Get your tickets now at Fontana Pharmacy or TouchstoneLink.com. Come alive, Jamaica! This is your moment.
The police are the gateway to our criminal justice system. As first responders to crime and disorder, they stand on the front line of justice.
Yes.
They uphold the law, they protect lives, and safeguard rights. By investing in our law enforcement professionals, leveraging cutting-edge technology, and maintaining a balanced approach between crime control and crime prevention, we have set a strong foundation for sustained crime reduction and public safety. The tide has shifted. Our police officers, with the support of the government and the leadership of this Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Andrew Holness, remains resolute in efforts to secure Jamaica and Jamaicans. Their presence brings order. Their actions build trust. Yes. The police are not just law enforcers who move among us, they are the fundamental pillar of the nation state.
A message from the Ministry of National Security.
I am a man, yes. Strong man, integrity man, I am a man.
Welcome back to the program, The Mailbox. I'm Courtney Morrison, along with Kevin Bailey, your host for the past 13 years. This evening's topic is lighting the way for others. We're talking with our special guest, Mr. Damian Simpson. He's a visually impaired educator and psychologist, and he's just telling us about challenges, how to overcome them, and indeed, you are in for a treat by listening to today's program. Remember, you can leave your messages, your text message at 876-997-3125. We're live on YouTube and Facebook and at TikTok at Love 101 Jamaica. So, Kev.
Yes, so we're very, very happy to have Damian. Damian, could you share with us a little bit about your formative years, where you were born, what was the experience like, and specifically, when did you find out that you were visually impaired, and just a little bit about that, just the formative years?
Great. Well, I was born in Parish of St. James, Montego Bay, in a garrison community called Railway Lane. That's where I was born. And I was born with visual impairment. So I have grown with it, and I've learned to navigate visual impairment. Not anything that I would want to wish on anybody, because if you're not born with it, and if you're not willing to go through the various ropes in order to live a comfortable life, then it can be very depressing. I started school at age 11 because my mom at the time did not know, which school to get me into, as every school she turned to said they can't accommodate somebody who is visually impaired. But as soon as she learned about the School for the Blind through a gentleman that I've Adeline Taylor introduced me to that school, she jumped on it very quickly and have me fully schooled. And I really appreciate and thank my mom for that, and all the help that she had gotten to ensure that I obtain an education.
Excellent. So after you went to school in the beginning, I know you went on to the Salvation Army. Tell us a little bit more how you progressed, how you got to Michael, you became an educator.
Oh, when I got to the School for the Blind, I started in grade 4. I remember my teacher was Miss Edwards at the time. That was the first teacher I got, and she started teaching me to read Braille, because one of my first thing was to learn to read. I wanted to learn to read because
Oh.
I know that there was something in me that is telling me that, hey, you are going to make it. So I left grade 4, went to grade 5, continued learning to read, doing well. Went to grade 6, teacher demotivated me a whole lot, but I managed
Yeah.
to. I went to grade 6, teacher was horrible, but I managed
Wow.
to at the time. But I managed to overcome. Went to grade 7 where I met Mrs. Muir, very wonderful teacher, who started teaching me the sciences, the social studies, the history, and I love those things. Then I got to grade 8, and the principal then, Vivian Lattiscott, who was a former cricketer, she is now deceased. I did the grade 9 achievement test, and even before that, she had gotten me into Jamaica College in the year 2000. So I spent 4 years at the School for the Blind. Having gone to school first time at 11, within 4 years I learned to read and was ready for high school. Went to
Wow.
GC in grade 8 September. By January 2001, they put me to grade 9, so I completed two forms in 1 year. Good.
Okay.
And then I moved into grade 10 and start my C6 subjects. Then got them, continued to grade 11, finish up the others. Then I did a year in sixth form and said, hey, I mean, JC has nowhere to hold me anymore, so I'm not gonna stay. So I did GCE in sixth form, didn't go to upper six, and I transitioned right into Michael, did the 3 years and left.
Whoa. So tell me, how did you sit exams? I mean, with all of the challenges, how like, you make it sound that man, you're just going and just going through, but you're visually impaired. I mean, persons in your condition, they get depressed, they give up, they exit society. How did you do like exams and keep moving on despite the challenges?
Okay, so some of my exams were done in Braille, and then they would send them to the examiners who are able to read and mark Braille. And
Okay.
then as time progressed, they start giving us what is called reader writer. So that person would read the question for you and write based on what you tell them to write. But then that was a bit scary because then they have 2 or 3 persons lying out all around you because the person must only read and write. Or
Okay.
sometimes you will read the Braille and you tell them what to write on the printed paper. Good.
Okay.
And that continued throughout, even Michael, JC Michael, at university, it was a bit different. They tend to give you a laptop, and of course, they are watching a bit behind the scenes, and two persons sitting with you. They clean it off, everything, clean flash drive, and they would put the exam on the flash drive, and you go ahead and type the responses on the computer, save it, and give them the flash drive. So I did my exam under those scrutiny, but the challenging it was, I kept my eyes that I don't have on the task ahead of me. I'll never lose focus. That I want to become a teacher. I want to be a counselor. I wanted to do those things. I wanted to show people that, hey, it doesn't matter when you start or where you start. You just need to start. And I started at 11. Good. And is we hate to put it this way, but we have probably more to talk about than persons who are there from 3. Good. Because of the focus. And I believe if persons maintain what is ahead of them, what their goals and objectives are, they can do even better.
Wow.
Sometimes, Sir Simpson, persons have their goals and objectives written down and are aspiring to them. But what was the motivating influence that kept you in it, knowing that you have persons around you looking at what you're doing? What made you I can't give up, apart from just knowing your goal, wanting to be a teacher? What was that foundation that kept you going on, being resilient and persistent in achieving your goals?
Embedded in me was the fact that I'm from, a poor beginning. My mother has 8 of us, and taking care of us without father. And I see the struggles that she went through. I remember one morning in the bus park, she said that when she sent me up this morning, I have no more money to send the others to school because the school was boarding school. I said, "Mommy, allow me to go to school." And she said, "Okay, go." And the bus drove off. And I went to Kingston in tears. And I said, I have to deliver for my mother. I have to deliver for myself. I want to take my mother out of poverty. My mom attended my graduation. And I can tell you, I come and I bought my mom the first sensible bed that she sleep on, stove in her house, fridge, and everything when I was working at Cornwall College. And I promised her 2 weeks ago that I'm going to give her a more hotter bed. Good, because I think she deserves it. I didn't want for her to waste her time, waste money, sending me and didn't come out to anything. Also, I had accepted the fact that I have a challenge. And it's going to prevent me from getting into certain jobs like construction sites and supermarket work, etc. I don't have sight to do those things. So I thought the only way I'm going to make it in life is having a formal education where I can have an office for myself, a desk for myself, or I can go into a classroom and stand in front of the students. And that the desk and the office, I've passed through that, and now I'm teaching. I'm also a teacher at the Rosita High School in Hanover.
Wow, it has really been a journey, very empowering, very encouraging. Was there any point where you felt like giving up, because of the challenges, and what kept you from that? Maybe you've mentioned it, but was there a time when you felt like giving up or like a failure? Jeremy, our producer, said you didn't get any extra time to do exams or anything like that because he sat some of them with you. But was there a time when it was so overwhelming that you felt like giving up, and what drove you to still continue?
I've never felt like giving up. I try to stay away from those feelings. Wow. They may hover sometimes, I think, especially when I was going to the school for the blind, and some of the house parents were a bit rigid. It made you feel as if you don't have a home from home. Nobody is there to really show you love from home. But then what I did, I leaned towards those who loved us, cared for us, and ensured that our food was always good to eat. Good. And I said, look, there are people out there in the world. They have the good, the bad, and the indifferent. And when I get out there, if I get out there without an education, it will be the same thing. So if I get out there being a successful man, then I will know how to navigate the challenges out there better. So I tend not to think about giving up, and I encourage people who are mentor, counsel, teach. Look, the limit is the sky. You can't get there in a day or a second. Good, but if you take it in strides, definitely you will reach.
Wow. If you're just tuning in, we're talking to Mr. Damian Simpson. He's a visually impaired educator. We're talking about, he's also a psychologist, talking about overcoming the challenges that he had in terms of even doing exams and having others sit and helping. We're up on our second break. We're talking about lighting the way for others. When we come back, we get deeper into how he helps light the way for others. He played blind cricket for West Indies. We want to hear some more. Soon come back.
Strong man, integrity man, I am a man. Hey man.
Last year, over 15,000 gathered for an unforgettable moment with CC Winans. This year, Come Alive Collective presents Come Alive, a national call to worship featuring Michael W. Smith, Papa San, Jermaine Edwards, John Mark Wigan, and more. Saturday, August 1, King's House East Lawn. Gates open 2 p.m. Get your tickets now at Fontana Pharmacy or TouchstoneLink.com. Come Alive, Jamaica. This is your moment. This is Love 101 FM, the family station. It's 6 o'clock.
I am a man, I am a man, I am a man, yes. Strong man, Integrity man, I am a man.
Welcome back. This is the mailbox here every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Courtney and Kevin in the place of very special guest, Mr. Damain Simpson, visually impaired. He's an educator, a psychologist. And so if you're just joining us from Moran Point in Negril, welcome. Well, listen up, we have more for you. Sir Damain, cricket, lovely cricket. I didn't even know that this existed. How did you get involved in playing cricket? And explain to our listeners, what does that look like? Is it a ball? Is it something else? What's happening there?
Okay, well, I was at the boarding compound at School for the Blind, and they just said to us that they're having a team coming down from England to introduce blind cricket to us, and I got very interested. So I was one of the first person to have made the Jamaican team, and of course the West Indies blind team to Pakistan.
Now, congrats.
Thank you. The ball is very tough. So a regular ball, it has leads in it that makes a lot of noise. Good. So a lot of noise. Like if I can think about a shake.
Uh-huh.
So it has something that makes noise. And
Rattles.
Yes, great. And it is ball underarm. So it's not over. So the ball is always rolling on the ground so that the batsman can hear when the ball is coming, the fielders can hear when the ball is coming. So in the blind cricket, there are 3 levels. They have a B1, those who are totally blind. B2, persons like me who can glimpse. And of course, B3, persons who have a fair amount of sight, but they are legally blind.
Okay.
So it will be 4 B1, 3 B3s, and 2 B2, 3 B2s, and 4 B3s who constitute the team that is on the field. So the batsman say ready bat, and the batsman say yes, and then the bowler release the ball. The same cricketing rules apply. For those who can't see to run, they are given a runner, and the runner stays with the third umpire, good, and runs for that person. If he runs out, the person is out. Good. It's a fun game. I mean, I think it puts Jamaica on the map for a little too. It puts the School for the Blind on the map. At one point, the training was at the America University. So Jeremy would have had first-hand knowledge as to how it looks like some of the time. Great. Because, Micah was just one of those schools, tertiary institution that looks out for persons with disability, especially visual impairment, may I hasten to say.
Well, Courtney, we're learning a whole heap of things.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, I knew a bit about the blind cricket, because sports is my thing. And so I try to follow the sports no matter how they may seem kind of challenging or rare in their existence. I know a bit about it. I've actually spoken to persons about it, but it's just fascinating. I'm always fascinated by blind cricket, though. You're a psychologist and an educator. You're talking about lighting the way for others. Tell us a bit more about your being in the profession of psychologist and educator. And do you think mentorship and support is vital, especially for men to boys who are having challenging experience? Tell us a bit more about that.
Okay, great. Well, I enjoy teaching people and seeing them move from one level to the next, or moving from where they are to where they need to be. Great. So I really enjoy doing that. Mentorship is very important, and psychology provides that. And when they sent me to the parish office in 2020 as a reading specialist, I continued that, then mentorship coordinator. And I had to get people of influence to really sit with the young people and show them the way. I remember this young man in the size of, in the like police, and him go and kill police. And when I finished with him, he's in the police force today. I think he was upgraded. He was, promoted to sergeant a couple of months ago. Good.
Wow.
And I'm talking 2021, 2022. Good. So, and it was on via the mentorship program. I mean, that year when he was inducted in the force, I was given an award for the best mentorship coordinator in the entire Jamaica for Heart and STHS. You know, so mentorship work, because I get an opportunity to examine the young people, to hear what they think, see where their minds are, and make suggestion to them as to which is better. Where would you want to end up, here or there? Which you think is easier? Which will put you on the map and make you look like a man? Great. And showing them real life examples, scenarios, it's really a pleasure to me. And when I see them make changes, it further lightens my world that they are enlightened.
No, that's very powerful. And I want you to help our listeners, especially, most of the persons listening, boys to men. Sometimes there's this perspective that our boys, they're not interested in learning, and they just want to choose badness, or they want to choose other ways, but not legal ways. You being a psychologist, educator, what is it that we need to do to encourage, challenge, empower our boys? What is it that we're not doing, or we should be doing more, Sir Damian?
We need to be uplifting them more, using positive psychology on them. Tell them what we want to see them doing, where we want them to go, what's the benefit of going there. Stop comparing them with their fathers, great, and accept them for who they are. Meet them at their level. Get get to know them, and then you are able to move them from that level to the level that you think they should be, or to the level where they want to be. So when you look at a young man in a classroom and he is frustrated, something is causing him to be frustrated. Something is beneath the surface that needs to be unraveled. And if we are able to unravel that and to look into it. I remember one point at a particular school that I taught, the young man said to me, well, then, the teachers don't even understand that, gunman kill him father. And they want to think about as him strong here. So he used to get big for come on to my mother also go shoot gun. And I said, no, man, we can do better than that. We can do better than that, because that goes to going to prison. And if your father was here, he'd want to see you doing well. And as a result of that, give me 1 second, please. 1 second.
Sure. We're having conversation with our very special guest here, Mr. Damian Simpson, visually impaired. He's an educator, he's a psychologist, and so he's taking us through his own journey. We're talking about, if you're listening, man, and also the ladies, listen up, how to help our boys to men, how to get the best out of them. So, Sir Damian, continue.
Yeah, and for our boys, we need to give them more autonomy. I know it's a thing in the home when they turn teenagers, especially when they're 14, 15, 16, it look like they want to take over. No, they can't really take over. Give them autonomy. Let them feel as if they have something to do. They're responsible for something, because oftentimes they grow up not being responsible. They say anything, they do anything. Let's give them a leadership position in the schools, in the home, in the church, in the community groups, great, and guide them from there. Pair them with an older person who is able to help them to develop different levels of thinking. And I believe that if we employ some of these simple strategies, we'll be able to win over our young men.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Sir Simpson. As a psychologist, what are some of those underlying factors that, whether our boys are stigmatized or whether or not they're just not given the same opportunities to succeed in life as others. We see so many of them on the streets. How can we ensure, that we are doing enough to pull them out from where they are, that they don't have this not now go on mentality, but to ensure that they have positive outlook on life?
Okay. I think that we need to engage them more anywhere we see them. Let us take them under our wings. We don't have to be their fathers. We don't have to know them. But if we can show them that amount of love, that amount of care, if we can share with them, if you can ask on the corner, what are you doing here? What can you do? What do you want to do? What you want to become? Which school you attend? Great. What else you think you could be doing with your time instead of sitting here kicking bottles or throwing stone or interfering with the old ladies selling the things? What else you think you could be doing? How can I be of an assistance in terms of getting you from this level to where you should be, where you can contribute positively on to Jamaica? Because sometimes they as young as they are the breadwinners for the home. I've met a lot of children in Montego Bay who the parents sit at KFC and send the 7 and 8-year-old boys come to beg. It pains my heart. And I would as a psychologist and a teacher, I would buy the KFC, but I would lead them to their mom and I would have discussion with the mother to find out what is happening. Why are they not in school? Because I think it is very important for our children, our boys, to be in school, learning something. Leave school being able to read at least the bare minimum, and you can make it from there. But let us not leave them. Let us not give up on them. Sometimes they are suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. Sometimes they are suffering from what is happening at the domestic issues at home. Teachers, telling them that them poor, them good for nothing. The only thing they serve for is give trouble. Great, all sort of things happening to them in this society. Elderly, bigger men giving them weapons to carry and turning them into clowns, etc. So they are up against all these things. Social media is having to exacerbate the entire situation, if you ask me. So it needs people like us to be more vigilant and show them more love and care.
Lots of good advice and insight there. Damien, can you share with us, that I know you have had your own experience, how do boys now deal with fatherhood? Fathers who have abdicated their responsibility, or even if they're there physically, they're not there emotionally, but just this kind of pain. What would you say, to men who are listening and feel stuck? They feel stuck because of the anger or the rejection, low self-esteem, etc. What are some of the tips you can give to deal with this father wound?
Okay. Well, I tend to use myself as an example to them. I don't know my father to date. Right? Oh. And I am managing very well without him. In fact, I don't even think I need him anymore. Good.
Yes.
So I'll say to them, look at me. And I'm visually impaired. Come on, you have your two bulbs well lit. What can you do for yourself? Can you move away? I know it's hard, but can you gradually move away from missing your father and from your father never take care of me? I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that because there's no money in my life. Good. Can you find somebody who is willing to give you that guidance? Do you want to be my friend? I can provide you with that level of guidance. If they're at the school, I'll talk with them lunchtime, during the break time. I'll set up little talk sessions just for them to talk because we know that talk is therapy. So we give them that opportunity to just voice their concerns, say how they feel, while at the same time we are smartly injecting some positive ideas as to how they can get up and brush off and go again. And use some of the slangs on them to the songs, 7 times fall, 7 times rise. Good. And there are others out there who are doing well. Prove your father wrong. Good, set yourself that in the future, in come and might probably even beg you something too. Good. That's where we need to go with our boys. We have to be real with them, because they are no fools. Good. You can't go to them with cheap psychology. You have to let them know exactly what it is. Real life situation, real life example. Put them to the test. You want a house for yourself. What do you want for yourself? You don't want to have a car for yourself. You don't want to have a Beamer or a Benz. Good. Sitting down here while in self-pity.
Hey, Sir Simpson. I know you want to speak a lot to this, but we're going to put a pin there because we're up on our final break for the evening. We're talking to Mr. Damian Simpson, visually impaired educator and psychologist. He played blind cricket for the West Indies, one of the first Germans to do. So we're going to take our final break, and as soon as we come back, we hear more from Mr. Damian Simpson. Courtney Morrison along with Kevin Bailey inside the mailbox. We'll soon come back.
See you, my other face bruise up. They beat me just because I said I'm tired.
I'm only 13, but they said if I work harder, they will make me go back home.
Me not have no birth paper nor no ID. Them have all of my documents then. Forced labor is one of the many forms of human trafficking. Report suspected cases of human trafficking. Call the nearest police station, 119 or 888-PROTECT. A message from the Ministry of National Security.
Get your tickets now. Don't miss Come Alive, a national call to worship this Emancipation Day, August 1, 2026.
Limited special offer tickets available now
at Love 101 FM, Monday to Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Prices are as follows. General admission $7,000, VIP $22,000, and VVIP $32,000. Secure your tickets early and be part of a powerful night of worship, music, and impact.
Limited special offer tickets available now
at Love 101 FM, Monday to Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m.
I am a man, yes. Strong man, integrity man, I am a man.
Welcome back. This is the mailbox here every Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. on your favorite station, Love 101 FM. Courtney and Kevin in the place. Our very special guest, Damian, is in the place. Vanessa says, whenever I am faced with difficulties of my own, I make a deliberate effort to treat others well. I remind myself that being harsh to others will not solve my problems. Thank you, Vanessa, for your contribution. Whenever I am faced with difficulties, she says, of my own, I make a deliberate effort to treat others well. I reminded myself that being harsh to others will not solve my problems. Really appreciate your contribution.
Very scriptural as well. Bless those who curse you. Do not recompense evil for evil. It is so scriptural. Greet those who don't even greet you. It is not easy, but it's possible by the Holy Spirit indeed, without question. It goes above our human limitations and get past that. Indeed. Yes, Kev.
And Damian,
we're hearing.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, yes, I was just going to say, let's continue from where we left off with Damian, where he was telling us about, how to help our young men to overcome the difficulties. And he was saying, so our young boys are weaklings, we just need to give them direction, right, Mr. Simpson?
Yes, and give them tasks to complete and go back to them and evaluate their performance on the task. And they should be just only academic tasks, but tasks that a young man of 15, 16 should be pursuing, because 2 years later they are 18, they are going out on their own, and allow them to experience life, the finer details of life. This, I know most families might not be able to afford, some families might not be able to afford, but bring them out to a Pelican. This year might take out one, next year might take out the other, so that they know what life is like, and you keep on instilling into them, look, This is what you can do for yourself. This is how life can be. This is the smoothness of life. Out there is rough.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Can every boy, man obtain success? And what's your definition of success? You know, and I'm just asking that because sometimes men say, boy, not now go on for me, you know, see everything pop down, mash up, I mean, I have this, etc. So I'll never be able to achieve certain goals. What would you say, you know, to the question, can every man be successful? And then remind us what would be some of those steps to move from that place where of the self-doubt or one of hopelessness to a place where you can actually start achieving certain goals.
Yes, so everyone can achieve success. The first thing is to identify where you are at the moment. Then you're going to look further. Where do I want to be? Then you ask the question, how can I get there? And the how can I get there is going to take an evaluation, self-retrospection. What can I do at the moment? Am I able to read? If not, I'm going to learn to read. Where can I go? You visit Heart for that. Heart will teach you to read. Good. And from then, what can I do? Now I've learned to read. What can I do? Yes, you want to go and pursue a skill. And you graduate with a skill. What are you going to do? Yes, I'm going to go and work. And I'm going to work myself up, all the way up to where I want to be. I might get the skill, work, go back to school, do some subjects on the side, so I can get to go and do the degree that I want to do. I met a young man in New York City 2 weeks ago, and he said to me that when he came to the US, he was 18 and he went and did the GED, the General Educational Development, and it gets him into college. He works and himself to school with a little family help, and today he has a PhD coming to the US at age 18, and he's not 30 yet. Good.
Wow.
So it tells us that we can do things. What our young men have to do is to adjust their mindset and take guidance and listen to those who are able to move them from where they are to where they need to be and make effort. And because they must have a vested interest in all of this if they are to do well. And our country is depending on our men. You know, God said, listen to me, young men, I call upon you because you're strong. Who? Young men. Good. So come on, young men, you're the apple of God, all right? So do well for yourself and listen to those of us who can help you. Yes, I know it's hard. It was hard on me too. It was hard on all these men that are here in this evening. But we did it. And because we have done it, we know that you can even do better. That is the level of confidence we have in you to come and take over from us tomorrow.
Wow. You see the report there, Courtney? Can I read it?
Yeah, man. Paul Park 1654 says, insightful information, Sir Damien. Proud of you, my batchmate. So Paul Park is greeting you and saying, indeed, he's very proud of what is happening and what you have done.
Great.
There may be others who you may have inspired without even speaking with them. You know, there are many who are looking on, even those who are listening to your inspiring stories. We're continuing our discussion and lighting the way for others. Sir Damien, you have overcome so much in terms of going through school, which even many of us who are not visually impaired didn't complete, and you have a master's in education. Continue to just encourage someone. Yes, and in psychology as well. You have gone internationally and played cricket. It's just such an inspiring story. One of 8 children that your mother raised, you have turned around and you have decided to help to remove some of the stigmas and help her out. Talk to someone else who is listening, or our young men, or our men, those who have experienced the serious challenges but may be at the point of so overwhelmed, they're thinking, giving up. You spoke earlier that you didn't think of that. The thoughts may have hovered. Tell someone how to survive, how to do this. This for me, just listening. Someone who may never meet you personally, who is listening in. What role God for you played a role. You were part of the Salvation Army school. Talk to us.
Great. Now, I always say to people, don't watch the noise of the market. Watch the sale. Because oftentimes the noise will always be there. What might not be there at all times is a sale. Because people have to go and work and come back. So at some point, it's going to slow down. Look, align yourself with people who are positive. And if you have a friend who is pulling you down and you're talking to the person and wants help and the person can't help you, move on. Don't be afraid to move on, because people will bring you down with them. You will get into problems with somebody and then run leave you. Good, because they don't want to be caught.
Right.
Good? So don't allow yourself to be used by anyone. Form clique with those who are positive, with people who can help you, with people who want to see you do well. Negativity is out there, and it is even more than the positive. I can tell you that much. But you can find the positive. And young men, you know the positive. You're no fools. Good? You know the positive. Click with the positive, because they are going to move you. One day you are going to be walking in their shoes. One day you're going to be rubbing shoulders with them. One day you're going to be helping somebody. And guess what you're going to say? Thank God for that individual, because he really guided me. I remember when I was a young boy, and our Dr. Hickswell Douglas guiding me. And sometimes he was very tough on me because he knows that I could be doing better, but because of certain things.
Yes.
And he would, tell me, man up, listen to what I'm saying. And my teachers do the same. Miss Muir, Miss Edwards, man up. We are seeing things in you. There are a lot of potential in you. And I'm saying to you, young men, it is the same thing that I'm seeing in some of you out there. People saw it in us who are talking to you now, and we are seeing it in you. Jamaica was depending on us then, and we are delivering. Jamaica is depending on you now, and you have to come and take over and deliver tomorrow. But guess what you have to do? You have to set up yourself first. Put yourself in the position to deliver. Yes, and everybody go turn teacher, lawyer, doctor, psychologist. But whatever it is that you do, you can contribute from packing shelf in the supermarket. You can give the best customer service. Good. You can do stuff that will allow you to obtain an honest spread. And that's all it takes for you to be honest, for you to have integrity and understand that you have a role to play in the society.
Wow. Well said. Well said. Voice there
Extremely
of
well
Mr.
said.
Damian Simpson. And we're just about wrapping up. Want to thank you so much, Courtney.
Yes, indeed, Kevin. We say thanks to Kevin Bailey as well, psychologist extraordinaire. Jermaine Johnson, our producer, to Niku Angus for technical support. Thanks to our guest, Mr. Damian Simpson, visual impaired educator and psychologist, West Indies representative for blind cricket. We end the show with this quote: just as one candle lights another and can light thousands of other candles, so one heart illuminates another heart and can illuminate thousands of other hearts. Leo Tolstoy said that.
That's it for our show this week. Catch you next week on Wednesday, June 17, 2026. Same place, same time inside the mailbox. So, as we say, Monday.
My man, yes. Strong man. Integrity man. I am a man. Hey man. I am a man. I am a man. I am a man. Yes. Strong man. Integrity man. I am a man.
You're tuned to Family Radio, broadcasting from Kingston, Jamaica. We're Love 101 FM, and our time right now is 6:30 p.m. So it's that time of day for us to bring you the latest